Okay, we are now talking about earning respect from others.
Yep.
So let's introduce our guest as usual, our resident motivator, Murshidah Said. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you? How's
We're
everybody
fine.
out there?
We're great. We're great. All right.
Wonderful.
Let's talk about. Let's start with the with the topic itself. When we
Yeah.
talk about respect, what does it mean?
Yeah,
when
what
you say
does respect
What does
mean?
respect mean?
Now, a lot of times you hear people who think that they are of a higher status than other people to say, I don't need to respect you, you must respect me, right? Now, when we talk about what
Sounds like a
respect
big
is,
gong going off at the back there. Okay.
yeah, what does respect really mean? Respect is actually, when you inspire action on others to achieve their personal excellence, you will get respect from other people. What's that? The most highly respected people in the world are actually the ones who create personal excellence in others or inspires them to do something beyond themselves, and respected people are people who are like role models. People strive to be like them, so when you say things like, oh, you must give me respect, are you being a role model to the other person for that person to want to respect you? And respect is a feeling. It is a feeling that is evoked by people that you are in contact with, that makes them think of you in high regard, and that is respect, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What about in the case where a child has been brought up to respect others?
Yeah.
So he or she continues on with his or her life, just respecting others. But he or she at the same time is not gaining respect from others. How do they
All
achieve
right.
that?
So sometimes when you see you're not gaining respect from others, you have to reflect back on yourself. Are you actually respecting yourself? Because a lot of times people say, oh, I do everything for everybody, and then in the end, what do I get?
Can I keep hitting a gong every time you say something?
Yeah,
I feel like doing that.
Oh, we need a dog tag.
yes, it's like people say I do everything for everybody, but how come there's nobody's saying even a thank you to me? First of all, we check ourselves. We cannot change other people. Always remind ourselves we can only change ourselves,
Right.
and then we change our surroundings. Reflect back on yourself. Am I really respecting myself? Sometimes when you feel that you are overwhelmed with a lot of things and you still do, and you are not paying attention to yourself, you're not taking care of your own health, your own well-being, you are not sharing your feelings with other people that you care about, that you're doing the work for, that you can only do so much, right? So respect yourself as well, and then at the same time, people will respect you. It is respect is actually a mutual give and take kind of thing. When you give respect, you will get respect.
Well, actually, you just took the words right out of my mouth. This caption that says, people says, you give respect, you get respect.
Yeah.
You can't demand it out of somebody. Your take on this? When let's put it in the scenario of a working environment. A lot of bosses forget about saying give respect, because most bosses don't give respect. For the ones who do, very sorry, we respect you for that. But these are the ones who actually fail to understand that the staff that they have or the subordinate under them, they're actually human beings and they do need respect as well.
That's right.
So if we put this caption into that scenario, how can we now tell these bosses, or what can we do to change these bosses?
Right. In order to get respect from people, you have to actually start giving respect first. There's actually this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson that I wrote down. Men are respectable only as they respect. So as you respect your employees, respect them as people, they in turn will respect you. You cannot demand, or instill fear or threats. You can do this for a short while. I mean, Hitler did it for a short while,
Yeah.
But what is the long-term effect that you want for yourself? Because your reputation would be on your own, how people perceive you.
Right.
And a lot of times people say, oh, I've done so well in my job, I've earned this title, I've earned this designation in my company, so people should respect me, right? But is that the legacy that you are living? Just the title, just the job? Hitler also gained a title. He has also had done some leadership in his life.
If we could call it leadership.
Yeah, I mean he kind of threatened people to change, right? But just think of this. Is this a legacy that you want? Would you want people to think about you in a good light after you leave, or let's say you after you leave this world, for example? Would you want people to keep on thinking of you in a good light, Or do you want people to remember you as that boss, you know, or that person? She left. She did very well in the job, but she was really, you know, in pain. She was a pain, you know. So that kind of feeling would evoke. That again is a reminder. Is that the kind of legacy you want to leave behind? You know, if you look at very respected leaders, you know, or people who actually created impact in the world. You know, Steve Jobs is one of them. He was an inventor. Let's talk about famous people so we can relate, right? Mother Teresa, Lady Di, Mahatma Gandhi.
These are the good ones.
Yeah, just take lessons from our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Jesus. These are all leaders that created impactful change and influenced millions of people, and up to this day, years after they are gone, people are actually thinking of them with such love, with such respect. People, you know, it is like a prayer for them. You know what I mean? But if you, let's say, you think short term and you say, oh, I must get respect and all that, you know, that is actually like what I said last week about it's a cry for help. When we have a pain inside us that we demand things to come our way, or you instill fear, or you scold people, that is actually a cry for help from your soul. You know? Yeah.
I had to say that. I was about to say that, you know, what about those bosses or someone of higher levels? They instill fear to their subordinates so that they earn their respect. It's a very wrong example, right?
Yeah, well,
a very
you
bad
know,
way to say it.
short term you can get it, but again, people can take so much. Human beings are not your robots, you know. But even computers, if you keep smashing your computer, it can work for a while, but after some time, it'll just get destroyed. Right?
They'll crash on you.
Exactly, and human beings, they'll crash on you as well. There will be a time when you will come back to the person who instills that fear, because fear begets fear, anger begets anger, respect begets respect.
Well, if we're going down to grassroots level, and I always believe that, you know, you start it at, you know, as you make it, give your opinions and build while they're still young. Let's talk about parents, for instance. Okay, so move aside bosses, here comes the parents. What do you do? I mean, a lot of parents, again, it's a dual way. They do want respect from the kids, and at the same time, they actually expect kids to fear them. Now, this is, again, the two types of parents you have, the new school and the old school. But there are a lot of parents who actually think that kids respect them out of fear. So if that's the scenario, what can parents do to make sure that the kids respect them because they actually respect them and love them, and not respect them
and
because
fear
of
them?
fear?
Right. That's where parents come in terms of understanding their own children. Most parents don't even understand their own children. They don't make an effort. They say, what I say goes. Right? So you have to listen to me, because why? I say so. I'm your mother or I'm your father. So make an effort to get to know your child, because every child is different. How they process information is different. How their personalities are different. You know, they may come from the same family, but two siblings, they're different. You know? So we have to be able to understand and communicate with them, and allow them to communicate with us at a very young age. Right? From young, we instill that open communication and allow them to respect us, and we respect them back. You know, that is how children also respect their parents. They won't step all over you if you just allow them to do everything. You know, you do have to be firm, but you must communicate why you are being firm, right? Do not just, you know, out of the sake of, oh, I'm your parent, you know, I have every right to beat you when you are bad. I have every right to scold you or put you down every time you do something wrong. And that is why there's a lot of relationship problems happening now. And even research has shown where children who were instilled fear at a very young age, when they grow up, not only does it affect the child's life in terms of their careers, or in terms of their future relationships, or how they bring up their children, but it also affects their relationship with their parents. They find it difficult for them to be close to their parents, their aged parents, right? And we don't want that when we are aged, right? When we are senior citizens, we want our child to love us and want to care for us willingly, right? And this is what's happening right now. People just cannot communicate with their own parents, because at a very young age there's this gap of communication, right? The fear and, you know, I'm better than you, I'm older than you have to listen to whatever I say, even if I say wrong things.
Is it because of ego as well?
Yes, yeah.
It's mainly because of ego?
No, it's one of them being that. Sometimes it's you know, our upbringing, our culture, sometimes we have that. Ego is one of them. Like, oh, you know, I am so and so. Sometimes it can be like, oh, I'm the husband. I am better than you as a wife. So, you know, you must listen to me. You know, but if you want to have good communication, whether you're the leader of the family or you're the parent, there must be communication and there must be love and respect. The best leaders in the world are those who actually care for the people that they are responsible for. That whatever they do is not for themselves. You know, whatever they do is not to feed their ego. It's not for, I want you all to do this so that I will get income. I want you all to do this so that I have a good image in the family. I want you all to do this because it's for me. No, right? Good, respected, loved leaders or parents or bosses are those where the people that they care for will keep on talking about them because they feel love. They feel loved. They feel respected by the person who they work for, or the boss. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go into damage control. We have, again, giving a scenario at a workplace. If you do have a boss who's not respecting you, what can a subordinate do? I mean, is it advisable? I mean, in your opinion, Murshidah, is it advisable for this person to actually step into the office and say, you know, boss, I think it's about time I have a little conversation because this is how I feel, and have that conversation? Is that something that you think is a, you know, one-on-one is something that you think is good?
Or a risky one?
It could be risky because we don't know how much damage the person has inside in terms of the ego, because sometimes why people are disrespectful to others is because of a damaged ego as well. You know, they are hurt inside, they don't feel themselves good enough to be at that leadership position, right? So that's why they try to instill this, you know, they demand from others. So it could be sensitive issue where if a person is brave enough, can go in and do one-on-one, but never start with confrontation. Always start with love and respect. Always say why you love working with this person. Tell all the good things, and then say how you feel that it could be better. You know, or how you think that we, for example, we the employers would like to work better if you can also you know, communicate with us in a more respectable manner, because you know, we love working in this job, something like that. Always start with love and respect, and then say things that you know, how you think you can improve the situation. A lot of breakdowns in relationships, or even, you know, problems that arise is because of people start with criticism, they start with blame, they start with complaints, right? So that brings down the energy. So bring the energy of whatever conversation that you have with love and respect, you know, what you love about that person and how you think the person can improve. And I always believe in the power of energy. Our energy is, you know, energy in scientific terms is like, energy cannot be destroyed, but it can change form, right? So the energy of love is the most powerful energy, right? So if, let's say, the people working in the office, and there's one person who is very negative, right? What the people who are aware can do is to send loving thoughts to that person, to maybe pray for that person to heal the pain that's happening inside. You know, we have done experiments where you know, people, we did experiments on muscle testing where we, you know, get everybody to send out loving thoughts to the person in front, and the person in front was asked to do negative thinking, you know, like, oh, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, you know, I hate this. And normally when you say, oh, I hate something, or I say something negative, the person will be weak, right? But when the masses in the class send out love, no matter how much the person say, I hate, she will be strong. I can't push her hand down, you know. So the power of love around can actually change one negative person. And if that person is so hurt and is in so much pain, that person may not accept the love. He may run away, or he may say some hurtful things and then just leave because they cannot accept the love. That means he needs to heal himself. But otherwise, that person can transform into a loving person. And I've seen people actually transform. right? Where they themselves say, thank you, now I understand why I'm feeling so stressed out, you know, or I'm feeling so unhappy with my employees or my family members. It's because of things that actually we do to ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the little baby steps that we can start, you know, by respecting others and in turn earning respect from
Okay.
others?
Number one, respect others. Then you get respect.
Okay.
Number two, respect yourself. Right. Take care of yourself as well, because sometimes you need to know a hint that's given to you in your soul. You know, sometimes you say, oh, some things that you do that you don't feel that it is right for you. You do something about it, right? Be good at what you do. If it's in a professional setting, be professional. Never ever badmouth other people, because that makes other people disrespect you as well. You know, when you badmouth other people. And the other thing is, always aim to be a role model. Be a role model. So let's say if you're a parent, aim to be a role model, the kind of person that you want your child to be that person. You know, you set an example, and that is how you can start. And then always remember this: what is the legacy that you're going to leave in this world? Is it something that, how do you want to be remembered by? Do you want to be remembered by somebody who was very harsh, very strict, and in the end everybody don't like you? You know, or do you want to leave an impact where you created change, you created positive change, and people continue to love and respect you even after you're gone?
Right.
I think it's beautiful what you said. You know, what is that legacy that you want to leave behind?
Exactly.
That's what we need to look into.
Food for thought for everyone. Okay, thank you very much, Murshidah.
Thank you.
It's
Lovely
been a
seeing
pleasure.
you, and of course a pleasure to listen to you all the time.
Yes.
We'll definitely be having Murshidah much more in the studios probably next week again to talk about another topic. If you have anything that you want to suggest, bring it on, Malaysia. We'd love to get that going.
Yep.